And we are on. Okay, so can everybody hear me? Can everybody see me? Can everybody see the screen? Can everybody do everything that everybody needs to do? Okay. So, the Seattle Seahawks played their final preseason game last night. It went pretty well. We saw a lot of positive things and not too many negative things. Didn't see a lot of our core players, barely any of them actually, but we did see some starters, we did see some key players, and we saw mostly positive things from the team. So we're going to spend about an hour talking about it here, and we're going to discuss what we're going to do leading up to these cuts that we're going to have to make in a couple of days. We're going to say the things that we want to say, and we're going to discuss it. So we're going to stream for an hour. I'm going to address as many comments as I can, although I cannot guarantee I will get to all of them because, well, quite frankly, we may be getting comments very quickly. So my ability to answer every comment will be very limited by that. If you send in your comment in the form of a super chat, then it's guaranteed to be seen and guaranteed to be read and guaranteed to be replied to. And member comments are somewhat more likely to be addressed because those are visually more stand out to me. I think that's about all we can say right now. So with that, let's go ahead and get underway here. All right. So we built up some comments before I even started the stream. I'm probably not going to really get to see those. But if you're still in, you can just go ahead and repost it and I'll see it. Seahawks Network. I'd rather trade Collins if he has any actual value, which Penny has none of. I don't know why anyone would be interested in trading for either Penny or Collins. I'd just keep both. If it were up to me, the Seahawks Network, if it were up to me, I would move Ballore to linebacker nominally and then move Homer to fullback and then just keep everyone. I think that's the best solution. Because we don't need 5th round or 4th round draft picks next year. We're trying to win now. Draft picks in next year's draft, like, if you can get them, great. It's better than nothing. But it's not really the goal for this team. We're trying to win the Super Bowl this year. A draft pick in next year's class is not going to help you. How many running backs do you think we will keep? I think we'll keep 4 and then 1 fullback. But who that fullback ends up being and how we end up moving people around, I'm not 100% sure yet. Add Richard Sherman and Jason Kelce. This team is a true contender. I doubt it. I don't think Sherman has anything left. Kelce, I can get behind the Kelce thing, but the Eagles have to make him available first. Spoon did look better last game. Yeah, he was fine. Great game last night, absolutely. We better not cut or trade Penny. I don't think we will. He showed some things to me last night. It wasn't great or nothing, but seems like we have some idea of how we can utilize him. How much usage do you see Chris Carson getting? A lot. He's clearly our best running back right now. When is the next call-in show? I'm not sure. I really wanted to see at least a sample of Eskridge. He looked great on that end around, and more importantly, he made a great catch on a not great throw from Geno. Yeah, I was unreasonably excited about what Eskridge did last night. How many receivers would you keep and who? Well, you definitely got to keep the big 3, and then you got to keep Swain, Penny Hart, and that might be it. Who is our running back 2? I don't think it really matters that much because we're going to be using our running back situationally. But I guess our second best running back would be Collins. But it's all going to be situational with these running backs, except for Carson, who is a good all-around player. Which corners are getting cut? I'm thinking Demarius Randall might actually be on his way out. Either him or John Reed. It's got to be one of the two. We need C.J. Henderson. I would love it, but doesn't seem like there's a lot of movement in that area. Eskridge looks blazing fast. I know he only played a couple series, but man, with Lockett and Metcalf, it's going to look very good and bad for defenses. Yeah, I'm optimistic about... I don't know if it was the right pick. I still don't know. But I think it could be the right pick, and I do think that he is pretty good. I do think he's going to produce. Yeah. Homer is only good for one thing, but unfortunately he's really good at it. I find it unlikely they keep all five. I hope so, though. Well, you can move one to fullback and then move below to linebacker. That's really the only way. I like Penny. Did he have a great preseason? I don't know. As for trade baiting, I think we could make something work with the Ravens for Collins. Well, I'll say this. There was no reason to have Collins playing in the third quarter the way we were. We had Collins in the fourth quarter, and I was like, why? He's proven everything he needs to prove. What's the point? It almost made me think we were trying to boost his trade value. Remember, Pete did say Barton will get a lot of snaps this year. Yeah, that could be just something that Pete says, but Collins looks good so far. You think Collins will be traded? Maybe. I kind of hope not because I don't know how much good it can do you. Like, how many picks are. How many picks are. I mean, are you really going to get great picks out of it? Probably not. And the picks aren't even going to help you because you're trying to win a Super Bowl now. You're trying to win this year. Picks next year are not going to help you. Are you going to do a 53-man roster prediction? Oh, yeah. Absolutely, Drop Top. I have to do that. No, Sam, I did not see that. Do you think Radigan has a future on this team? I think he's going to at least make the practice squad, but he may make the active roster depending on what we do with Belor. Hopefully we can keep Cade Johnson. I expect to be able to, one way or the other, keep Cade. There's no point to picking him up if you're going to let him go, because he looked pretty good in the preseason. Pete really likes Randall. Yeah, but you got to make a tough choice. It's either him or Reed. And, John Reed. So maybe it will be John Reed and then Randall gets to stick around, but I don't see a ton of upside with Randall on at this point. Do you think Dwayne Brown will play week 1? Yes, I do. Yeah, Mask, I agree. I think Penny will be probably the second most utilized running back, but Collins is clearly better. It's just Penny might fit what Waldron wants to do a little more. But Collins is great insurance for if you lose Carson for a game or two. Get Homer out of here, keep an extra tackle or receiver. Possibly, but I feel like this team is going to heavily value what Homer and what he does. How much do you think Blair and Amadi and Neal see the field? A decent amount. At least two of those guys are going to play a lot. I don't think Penny has any trade value, and even if he does, the pick next year is not going to help you win this year. So players on practice squad can be taken by any team. They changed the rules a little bit. You can protect some of your practice squatters, but not all of them, I think. I don't know exactly how it works. Yeah, Heslop played well this preseason. He should make the practice squad. The corners, I'm not crazy about it, but it might be good enough if the pass rush is as good as expected. Yeah, the Ravens might give up a real asset for Collins, but if that asset isn't going to help you win this year, then who cares? I don't care about picks next year that much. Everything rides on this year. Because if this year doesn't go well, we might lose Wilson, we might lose Carroll, we might be completely blowing it up. I'd much rather make a deep run this year. I get rid of Flowers. I think Flowers' job is pretty safe. Randall looked to be there as more veteran influence, I guess. Just sign Richard Sherman as a coach if you that's what you want. Michael Walker, you have to cut them, then they have to clear waivers, then you can add them to PS. Okay, that's how it works. Okay. That's dangerous then, because a guy like Cade Johnson could easily find himself on a team. Yeah, that was a great punt, Ethan. That was great. That was something special. I think you can protect two each week, something like that. I know you can call two guys up each week. By the way, they should have. I've said this before. They should have really expanded roster sizes this year because of the extra game. They should have given everyone like 55 players. Thoughts on Aaron, cut candidate, or do you think he'll make it on the practice squad? I think Aaron Fuller is a practice squatter. I think Aaron Fuller is going to be a practice squad dude. What do you think is the most important move we have to make in order to have an outstanding season? I think the die is kind of cast, honestly. I will say that I don't know if anybody else saw it, but PFF thinks that Kyle Fuller is like the worst player in football. They gave him a grade of like 21 yesterday. I don't know if anybody else saw that. By the way, it's 21 out of 100. So they basically think he doesn't know how to brush his teeth. So Kyle Fuller, I know it's just PFF and you can't completely trust them, but um, Fuller looks really, really, really bad. So it might be the move we might have to make is at center. People are really thinking the pass rush won't be so good for the Seahawks. I don't know why. Yeah, I'm pretty confident in the pass rush. Do you think Atkins is going to sign? I kind of do, and he might take Kimdichi's spot because Kimdichi has been injured. Could Collins be part of a trade package for a real center? Possibly. I don't know if you can find a team that would give up a real center for a running back because even though Collins is good, running backs are kind of replaceable. Yeah, I kind of let's see here. Penny is better than Collins. They're totally different backs. Also trade Collins. You can keep Josh Johnson. Well, I don't think you're going to keep Josh Johnson either way. Somebody's going to pick him up, and you can't keep him on the active roster. We have too many good backs. Flowers is a good primary backup. He's not. Yeah, I agree. Seahawks Network. Flowers is not as bad as some people think. He is. He has big flaws, but you're kind of getting what you pay for there, I guess. And cutting him doesn't really free up any money. It's not that big of a deal. Is Posick a potential cut candidate? No, I don't think so. Oh, yeah, James. I mean, Sherman has his own personal issues that he's got to work through, if you're being straight real. Kyle Fuller was good yesterday. I still think he's worse than Posick. Yeah, I agree. And I want to say this again. Fuller, PFF thinks that dude doesn't know how to put his pants on, basically. Yeah, James Larson, they gave him a 21 out of 100 last night in pass protection. um, Apparently, like, they literally graded him like, forget football, this guy can't even put his pants on. That's how bad they think he is. So, I don't know. I don't know. Um, yeah, 18% pass grade last night, which, honestly, watching the game, I didn't get the sense that he was getting bashed, but maybe he was. I wasn't watching him specifically. Remember last year if we found ourselves on 3rd and 20 or something, then we would just give up and run for 3 yards? I like here that we made something out of what often seemed like nothing. Yeah, although we were handicapped because Sean Mannion has a noodle arm. They should let Blair take Diggs' spot if he holds out. That may end up being what happens. That may end up being what happens. I don't think it will, though. Is Fuller going to get scooped up if we leave him on the practice squad? I don't think so, but it's not impossible. Do you think LJ will get cut? No. I really liked Blair and Collins yesterday. Oh, yeah. Those guys were really good. And Blair impressed me because he was always around the ball. Not that he was had put up monster stats or anything, but he did make a big play and he did do some other stuff too. So we do kind of have too many safeties. You could make a pretty good argument for it. We have a lot of guys who could use snaps at safety. And Kyle Fuller is supposed to be our starter. For now, I don't think it's going to last long. Phil Haynes had an awesome game last night, according to PFF, by the way. They gave him a grade of like 92.5. It was one of the best grades I've ever seen. Will Parkinson or Distally be used more? Probably, yeah. I think so, Jake. Yeah, Sean Mannion's going to make the practice squad at best. Can we please put Josh Johnson on the 53-man roster? I think that would be almost impossible. I don't see how we could do it. You would have to cut Homer and release Penny or something like that, you know? You would have to move Ballore to linebacker and get rid of another running back. I don't think it can happen. He's a little too good. Yeah, Haynes might be good at center. I I mean, in a perfect world, there isn't a lot of playing time for Barton, but at the very least, he's emerged as a clearly reliable backup. Yeah, Blair did a lot of positive things out there. I don't know, Sam. I'm not a doctor. I'm not a doctor, but all we can do is hope. Yeah, Radigan played really well last night, but we've been streaming for 20 minutes and nobody has brought up my favorite player from last night, um, Daryl Taylor, which I find to be a little weird because that development is huge. Well, Homer kind of needs to be there because he's an elite pass protector. Like, you kind of need him playing so he can have that positive impact. Does Barton make you feel better about Wagner getting cut? I wouldn't go that far, but we can worry about that next year. I mean, maybe Wagner has his best year ever this year, right? Like, who knows? Probably not, but who knows? Radigan probably makes the team in one capacity or another. Yeah, Blair's injury last year was pretty fluky. Thoughts on having Lewis at center? Break glass in case of emergency option, I guess, but I'm not in love with it. Taylor was a beast last night. I'm excited about him. Yeah, I think Taylor was our best player last night. I think that, or at the very least, the best player who I actually think matters. Like, that matters a lot. Daryl Taylor being good this year matters a lot. Bobby might get cut next year. He's not. He's obviously not going to get cut this year. I'm talking about next year, though. Yeah, Taylor still has some stuff to work on, but that's fine. He's basically a rookie. Yeah, Brooks is going to take Wagner's spot, and then we have to figure out what we do at will after Brooks moves over. Stezzy, he can. I don't think he will. That's not really his game. Yeah, but Cade's going to make the team. Well, yeah, Daryl Taylor didn't look that good against Denver. He made a lot of mistakes. He made some positive plays, but he also did some negative plays, too. Alton's definitely going to get to play some. I'm not worried about that at all. Alton's going to get on the field some. He's too good to keep off the field. I think Geno Atkins is going to join the squad. Chosen. Weddington will probably make the practice squad. He hasn't done anything to make anybody really want to go get him. I think Weddington will make the practice squad. Yeah, very excited about Daryl Taylor. Well, yeah, and I mean, at the end of the day, Taylor is a rookie, basically. He's not really a rookie, but he's kind of a rookie. He's going to make mistakes. He's going to do things that he shouldn't be doing. Castillo, I'm going to be doing that probably tomorrow. Do you think we'll trade some of the better players? Probably not, but there are a couple guys who you could make a decent argument for trading. Klasda, not really. Maybe, but I'm not in love with that. We already kind of got Brooks to be that guy, so unless Brooks does something to ruin it. I like the Waldron offense so far. There was some really cool stuff last night with how we used Cam Sutton. We were lining up Cam Sutton everywhere, and that was kind of a early teaser for how we're going to be utilizing the two tight ends in this offense. We're going to be all over the place. We're going to be doing some really interesting stuff. Yeah, exactly, Y2K. Wait for somebody to need to. Like, if the Eagles start 0-3, then maybe you trade for Kelsey. Yeah, well, we didn't play DJ because I think we already decided that DJ Dallas is going to make the team. That's why he didn't play last night, really. I think we already were like, okay, we know this is our guy. Diggs, Greens, and Collins for Henderson is such an overpay. I don't agree. I think that's probably pretty reasonable. Remember, Henderson is a blue chipper, and he's young, and he's on a rookie contract. Diggs is middle-aged for a NFL player. He's already been in the league 6 years. Green hasn't really done anything in the NFL yet, and Collins, like, he's good, but he's also a running back. What week do you think we would make a move for Geno Atkins? Probably next week. Jake, my day's going okay. Do you think it's Dallas or Collins as running back 3? Probably Collins, but I don't think those designations matter because all this stuff is situational. Yeah, Taylor looks good. Lewis is good. Alton's going to be good. I can get behind a lot of that. Pete said that DJ had a groin thing he could have played, but Pete kept him out. Okay, that's fair, but I'm pretty sure he already earned his roster spot. Yeah, I know, Y2K. Ty France, man. It sucks it's all going to go to waste because we can't get runners home all of a sudden, but whatever. Does Pete and John have difficulties assuming the responsibilities for two probable busts, Penny and Collier? There is something to that, Cassio. There's absolutely something to that where where the regime that drafted these guys doesn't want to admit they got it wrong. And in fairness, I'm not completely done with Collier yet. I am pretty much done with Penny. Like, even if Penny is good this year, which is a possibility, it doesn't really matter. He's not going to be back. But Collier, I don't know. Like, he hasn't done anything to impress me this preseason. I'll say that. Oh, really, Seahawks Network? Mental issues. Really? So he's doing the Vince Young thing. Okay. Well, that's a tragedy. Yeah, DJ's got a chance. How do you feel about getting rid of Penny for Josh Johnson? I don't think it's going to happen. What are your thoughts on both sides of the line of scrimmage? I like it. I feel like Solari has done a good job making this offensive line look mostly competent, even when backups are in. There were definitely moments last year where the offensive line wasn't very good, but overall, I feel like Solari's done a pretty good job with these guys. Yeah, Micah. I like Alton and I like Taylor a lot. I think both those guys are pretty legit. Hey, Hawks family, how's it going? You forgot to renew your green fees, Hawks family. I'm gonna have to kick you out of the country club. Uh, if he does good, why can't we not keep him? Carson is in a reasonable contract. There's just too much. I feel like with Penny, there's just too much baggage. Like, he's had injuries. He had a catastrophic injury a couple years ago. I just feel like there's too much baggage with Penny. Even if he does good this year, I don't think he's going to be back. What do you think of Witherspoon? I like his talent. I don't know if it's going to amount to anything, but I like him. Starting cornerbacks are DJ Reed and Witherspoon right now. I really hope Brooks works out. Need to finally use a fifth-year option. Yeah, I think Brooks, I mean, he's a good player. I just don't like the pick, but that doesn't mean he can't be good. Trade Penny for J.J. Taylor? Who's J.J. Taylor? Is Stone Forsythe's schedule behind or ahead? I think he looked really good last night. Not that that means a ton. He was playing against third stringers, but he looked fine. I can't complain. How do you think the Harrison Smith contract affects Diggs? Oh, I think it kind of affects him just because he's going to look at a contract like that and be like, I should be getting more than that because I had a Pro Bowl year and Harrison Smith signed that contract 5 years ago and the cap has gone up. Yeah, Cody Barton, when he was drafted, and this is kind of weird, Cody Barton was drafted, and a lot of people thought he was going to project to be a Sam linebacker, which I don't know if I agree with, but that's an interesting thought. And honestly, Barton's looked really good on the blitz this year. Who's your surprise cut this week? Oh man, I don't know. I don't know. We cut Kyle Fuller, and then we just play 4 offensive linemen in the first game. Yeah, Washi, I agree. I mean, I would be okay extending Dwayne Brown, but if we don't have to, then we shouldn't. And I don't think we have to, honestly. Yeah, they went after Penny's legs pretty hard, Mass. Not cool. Oh, Y2K, that's easy. Christian McCaffrey, 100%. Harrison Smith got a new deal today, 16 a... Wait a minute, Brando. Are you saying that Harrison Smith is now the highest paid safety in the league? As in higher paid than Jamal Adams? 16 a year. Wait. No, wait. Okay. So what is that? Second place behind Jamal Adams? Is Eskridge the number 1 receiver 3? I think so. Only sack that was on the line was when Jamarco Jones decided to not block. Yeah. I mean, Jamarco Jones, I feel like the ship has kind of sailed on him, but he's not terrible depth, I guess. I don't get why people don't take Derrick Henry number 1 in fantasy after what he'd done the last 2 seasons. Well, Christian McCaffrey has more value in PPR. Remember, he catches a ton of passes. And Carolina doesn't have a very good quarterback, so you're going to see a lot of checkdowns and dump-offs to him. Does Penny get cut? I don't think so, but it's certainly on the table. Yeah, Eskridge looks great, Green Earth. I completely agree. No, wow, so Harrison Smith, who was he good last year? I didn't get the impression that he was great last year, is now higher paid than Justin Simmons. So Quandre Diggs is looking at this stuff and licking his chops. Quandre Diggs is looking at that and being like, I should be getting maybe not that much, but I should be getting something like that. yeah, Mask. So maybe Diggs isn't that dude. Maybe Diggs will just be like, just give me some long-term security. I don't need to be the highest paid whatever. But if he's looking for Harrison Smith money or even a little less, I think you just have to say, okay, no. Show up and play or give up your game check. I mean, don't get me wrong. Both those guys have every right to ask for a new contract. I have no problem with it. But if we don't have to do it, then we shouldn't do it. Oh, yeah, Y2K. You can always play people inside or outside a little bit. You don't want to do it a lot. I feel like Eskridge's game is clearly built around being a slot receiver. But you can do it every now and then. If Diggs wants the big bucks, I think he gets sent out. I don't even think you need to send him out. Just tell him play on your current contract and we'll deal with it later. What would you want to see more from Metcalf this year? More receptions, I guess. Honestly, if there's anybody on this team that is basically taking care of business, it's Metcalf. I can't ask for much more from him than what he's already given. Yeah, Washi, I think that's totally reasonable. I mean, the Diggs thing, like, Diggs is really good, but we have a lot of safeties that we like on this team. And not extending Dwayne Brown, it makes a lot of sense. It makes a lot of sense why you would want to be careful with him. He's not just not young, he's legitimately old. Could we get a second round pick for Quandre Diggs? I doubt it. But I don't want picks. Picks are not going to help us win this year, and the goal is to win this year. Darrell Taylor balled out last night? Absolutely. I mean, remember, Earl Thomas, who made way more money in his career than Quandre Diggs did, and had accomplished far more in his career than Quandre Diggs did, he held out for a new contract, but when it came down to it, he still showed up and played. He still showed up and played because he wants that money. So I think Josh Johnson is more upside than Pennywell. I just can't imagine us keeping Josh Johnson. I can't. And I can't imagine a team not picking him up when he hits the waivers. But, it's a good problem to have, right? It's a good problem to say we have too many good players. By the way, we have 122 people in the chat right now. 122. I want to thank everybody for coming out to the stream today. Please like the stream if you haven't already. Please subscribe to the channel if you're new and you want daily Seahawks content. We upload at least one video pretty much every day, often more, about the Seahawks. You can consider becoming a channel member for $2 or $5 a month. We're trying to get to 50 by the end of the month here. Not likely, but we're going to continue to try. And donations via Super Chat or PayPal are always appreciated to help keep the channel going and keep the lights on. Diggs turns 29 soon, yeah. And remember, this is his 7th season. A lot of NFL careers don't last much longer than 7 or 8 years. Do you think Kim Dichie will make the roster? I think he makes the practice squad. I think he makes the practice squad at this point, if I had to guess. Trade Quandre and slide Blair into free safety, even though he's a strong safety. I wouldn't trade Quandre. I would just make him play it out and be like, okay, you'll get over it. He'll get over it. Collins over Penny from what I saw last night. I mean, Collins is better than Penny. Penny might be more useful with what we're doing. But Collins is a better overall player. I like Ugo at free safety and keep Blair at nickel. That's a possibility too. We have a lot of options. That's why we have all the cards. Diggs has no leverage here. He can try, but I have no problem with him trying. But at the end of the day, we have a ton of guys who could take over for him if he decides to drag this out. Send Penny to Baltimore? Maybe. I don't think they'd give up anything for him, but maybe that doesn't matter. How do you think the drafting has been the last 3 drafts? Okay. Okay, I guess. I'm not crazy about it. The 2020 draft is actually looking like it might pan out all right. The 2020 draft looks legit. The 2021 draft is so small, like, who cares? But all 3 of those guys seem like they have a chance. I don't like how they use utilize Penny in the game with him running up the middle, so it's unfair to evaluate him. Yeah, when he ran outside, he was doing some positive things. I've always said that Penny's a vision back, and you need to use him like that. So when he was doing that, I liked it. DJ Reed and Trey Brown going to be a good cornerback duo? Hopefully. I like DJ Reed a lot. Trey Brown, I don't know. John Radigan, he has the value of a 3rd-round pick. I wouldn't go that far, but he played well last night. I think I agree, Washi. The only thing that could hold us back would be the corners. And hopefully Ken Norton doesn't blitz too much because all the incessant blitzing is going to get on my nerves. Yeah, I agree, Micah. He deserves to get paid, but he also has no leverage to get paid. So it is what it is. I like that Eskridge was able to high point a pass. Yeah, I liked what I saw from him. Barton showed up this preseason. Yeah, he was maybe our best player on defense overall this preseason. Is Ryan Neal a strong safety or a free safety? I feel like he's a strong safety, but I'm not sure. It could be either way. Who cares what happens? Seven Morgan, who are you? Get the fuck out of here. Get out of here. Well, Penny, Ifedi, and Collier justify why trading picks for Jamal didn't matter. Well, kind of. I think that's the wrong mentality to have. I think the right mentality should be, if your front office doesn't know how to draft, get a new front office. Get a new front office who knows how to draft. But, that being said, here we are. Great content, Brendon. I've been a fan since the dry erase boards days. Yeah, I remember that. Right, Pigeon. Penny doesn't have a lot of value, so honestly, I would rather keep him and see if you can get something out of him in the new offense. Ryan Neal is definitely going to be our backup strong safety, and I'm thinking Crosswell backup free safety. Well, we have Blair and Ugo who can be backup safety. I think Crosswell is a practice squatter. Yeah, I remember that, QT. Do you think we will get rid of Flowers after this season? Almost certainly. No, I didn't ban anybody. There's nothing wrong with my hair, is the thing. Yeah, I think Eskridge can play. I don't know if maybe we should have taken Creed Humphrey instead. A lot of people think that. Maybe that's true. But now that we're here, I do think Eskridge is pretty good. I didn't watch Colts preseason games. Hey, Pelagius, what's up? Okay, Seahawks Network, yeah, but like Affetti, Penny, Collier, McDowell, just garbage over and over and over again. It's too much. It's too much. Blair and Ugo been the backup practicing safeties in practice. Yeah, there's a lot of flexibility back there. There's a lot of flexibility back there. Um, Washi, I think we need to do a little bit better than Kyle Fuller. I do. I think Fuller is pretty bad. I think we need to do a little better than Fuller. But I will say you can make a pretty compelling argument that center is not the most important position in the world in the modern NFL, and you can get by with one who's just okay, especially if your other positions are solid. You know, Dwayne Brown, Gabe Jackson, Damian Lewis are all really good or should be really good. Shell's fine. Maybe you can get by, but Kyle Fuller just seems to me like he's bad. Would you rather cut DJ or Alex Collins? Neither, but I guess DJ. Why is Ryder unsigned? If I had to guess, I'd say there's something wrong with him. That's the thing. Like at a certain point, like if somebody's offering to sell you a car for $300, you have to assume there's something wrong with the car, right? So Ryder still being there has to make you wonder if there's something really wrong with him. Maybe he's injured. But I don't even need a great center. I need somebody who's okay, and I don't think Kyle Fuller's okay. I just want Eskridge to go off at receiver 3 and show everybody that he can be a very good wide receiver 2 on other teams, and to me, mainly to prove the Hawks Nest wrong about him. Yeah, I think the Hawks Nest kind of came around a little bit on him. I don't think he hates him as much as he initially gave away. He was one of the guys that really wanted Creed Humphrey. And I get it. I get it. I wasn't one of those guys, but I get it. But I do think I feel pretty confident Eskridge will be good. How many sacks we're going to get this season? I don't know, 55, 56. I think Gerald Everett's an okay blocker. I think he's an okay blocker. My point is Lundblade or Posick are okay, and my point is all we need is okay. I think Posick could be okay. I'm still not done with the Posick party yet, at least in terms of him being passable. So I'm open to that. If we get Atkins, would he be better than Alden Smith anyway? I don't know. I don't know. I don't know about that. I'm surprised Schwartz is still out there. Yeah, his body's messed up, guys. Schwartz can't play. Schwartz can't play. It sucks, but I don't think he can do it. How many sacks is Taylor going to get? 5 or 6. I don't think Dallas played, partially because he was injured, partially because we've already decided he's going to make the team. Homer, I don't know. I would rather be fine with drafting Creed and then giving a first rounder for Julio. I wouldn't have given a first rounder for Julio, but that would not have been bad either. Absolutely. That might have been better than what we actually did. Yeah, Collins has great footwork, Mike. I agree. Will Penny be traded? I don't think so. He doesn't have value. Uh, I don't know. I think Sherman's career is over. I think Sherman should just call it. He's already done everything he needs to do. He won a Super Bowl. He made all pro teams. He's going to be a Hall of Famer. He made 3 Super Bowls. He did a lot of great things. Like, it's over. Like, it's fine. Just go do something else. Do you really want to have that last season where you can't stop anything and you're getting burned every play? Do you really want to be like Patrick Ewing on the Orlando Magic? Do you want to be Hakeem Olajuwon on the Toronto Raptors? No. Lockett is supposedly fine. He was doing making plays in practice. He's fine. I think Lockett's fine. I don't know, Ayaan. I mean, he's still practicing a ton. I have to believe we're giving these guys enough reps to feel okay. Okay, can somebody like time out Joe Strummer? Jeez. Okay. Jesus. Jeebus. What do you think about Reed, cornerback from Houston? I didn't see anything from him last night, one way or the other. Did anybody see anything good or bad from John Reed last night? I didn't see anything. I think Dunlap gets 9 sacks, Hyder 7 to 9, Puna 5 to 7, Jamal, even if it doesn't blitz a ton, should be able to get to 7-8. Those are all reasonable, Micah. The only issue would be some of those guys are going to miss some games. Yeah, I didn't see much from Reed. Who do you think would get bumped off the team if we signed Geno Atkins? Probably Kim Dichie. I don't think he played or he didn't get targeted. Yeah, I didn't see much from him. Do you think we're good at cornerback? I don't know if we're good, but we got to go with it and find out later if we have a problem or not. Yeah, Collins has had a fumbling problem in his career. He has. I have to agree with that. I have to concur with that sentiment. If there was one super surprising trade for the Hawks, what would it be? Would CJ Henderson count as a super surprising trade? That's the only one I can think of. You could trade for Kelsey, but I don't think you're going to be able to do that for a few weeks. I don't think we're going to trade for Xavier Howard. It's just way too much. All right, guys, we are pushing up to 150 people in the stream, which is awesome. Thank you, everybody, for coming out to the stream. We are only going to go for about another 12 minutes, so please like the stream if you haven't already. Subscribe to the channel if you're new and you want daily Seahawks content on your feed on YouTube. Become a channel member for $2 or $5 a month. And donations via Super Chat and PayPal are always appreciated. Yeah, Washi, that's actually very believable. That's actually very believable. Alton might be there. Alton might become. Alton could lead the team in sacks. It's not the most ridiculous thing in the world. Who are you most worried about us playing this season and why? I think it kind of has to be. It's probably the Rams just because they're a divisional opponent. But in terms of one individual game, just in a vacuum, I guess Green Bay. PK12's cool. How do you feel about the top 100 rankings? I don't care about them. They have no credibility. They have no credibility whatsoever. Players vote on them. Players don't know anything about talent evaluation. They're players. Players play, coaches coach, managers manage, owners own. I think we're going to sign Geno next week. I think we're going to sign Geno next week. That would be my guess. I'm very high on Blair. I just don't know how he's going to get on the field this year. Probably nickel, but I'm not sure. Probably the nickel corner, but it's not a guarantee. I don't know. I feel like you can get by with an okay center if everything else is good or better, but I don't believe that Kyle Fuller's okay. I think he might be really, really bad. He might be terrible. Trading Rasheem Green, if you could get a decent asset for him. YouTube's telling me I only have 38 likes. Come on, guys, step your game up. We need more likes. Get to work, peons. Mash that thumbs up button. I'm going to turn into one of those cringe YouTubers that tells people that if you don't like the video, uh, Candle Jack is going to come out of your mirror at night and get you in the butt or something. I'm going to be one of those guys. You guys know who I'm talking about. Anyway, where do you think Jamal Adams is going to line up the most? Safety. It should be a little easier for him. Is Candlejack the name of like a horror movie villain or something? What do you think about Radigan? I think he's probably going to make the practice squad. Beyond that, I'm not sure, but I think he can make the practice squad. It's the thumbs up button, Tony. Yeah, Mike. I mean, we're not going to trade Wilson right now. Is the thing. We're definitely not trading Wilson right now. The season's about to start. We can talk about this next year, depending on what happens this year. I mean, if we win the Super Bowl this year, is anybody really going to want to trade Wilson then? Oh, it's Candyman? Okay, there's Candyman. Who else is there? There are like other villains in horror movies with names like that. Isn't Candlejack like the name of a creepypasta? No, that's Candle Cove. I remember Candle Cove. Amadi and Blair are both good enough to be everyday starters. Should we trade one of them? Not unless you get another a player back, like a decent center in return. Pennywise. Okay, there we go. Chucky. If you don't like the video, Bill Cosby will roofie your drink tonight. That's pretty good. Um, a leprechaun will steal your lucky charms. What about Pinhead from whatever the hell that film franchise is? We'll see, Pigeon. We'll see, Pigeon. Hey, Tumbo. Annabelle, Ouija. Yeah, Chicago might not make that trade because Fields is on a rookie deal. That's really valuable. Having a good QB on a rookie deal is like everything in the NFL. Thank you, Kettle 99. Hellraiser, thank you. Hellraiser. Those movies sound weird as hell. I've never seen them, but I read like the Wikipedia plot synopsis. It sounds weird, man. Sounds like a porn that got a bigger budget than expected or something. I was talking with Snacks about this on stream several days ago, and he said he knew where I was coming from, but that's not the case. Come on, France. Stop swinging at balls. First two were good. It's crazy how every mediocre horror movie franchise gets like 800 sequels when you think about it. Like, I kind of understand Nightmare on Elm Street or Friday the 13th because those franchises are iconic, but every horror movie franchise, I guess because those movies are really cheap to make, they just keep getting sequels. Do you like James Wan? He directed Aquaman, right? I thought that movie was pretty good. Ayaan, it's 1-0 Mariners. Was he the guy who directed the Saw movies? If so, no, I don't. I think the first Saw movie is actually really really stupid. I don't understand that franchise at all. I think that movie is really dumb. Aquaman was not that bad. It had problems, but it was okay. Wait, Bezia? What are you talking about? What you talking about, Bezia? Yeah, No Way Home's gonna be fun. I'm excited. I'm down for it. Yeah, Aquaman had problems, but it was fine. Yeah, I know, Ian, but the stream's gonna end in like 4 minutes anyway. Stream's gonna end in about 4 minutes, so we're just winding it down at this point. Well, you should go over all 32 team centers and what it would take to acquire their center. Well, to me, if you really want to go for broke here, you wait for the Eagles to start 0-3, and then you trade for Kelsey. I think that's the play. Will there be a stream tonight? I think so, Micah. Probably Dead by Daylight, but not 100% sure. Might be Hades. But I'll probably stream some DBD tonight, and we can keep talking Seahawks. I'd hate for Cody Barton to get buried if Jordan Brooks goes off this year. Well, he's still going to get to play on some special teams some. He's still going to. We are going to have 3 linebacker sets where we want Taylor to play end occasionally. That might be Barton's time. Um, yeah, I need to get back on Minecraft Pigeon. I've been talking about that for a while, but it hasn't happened yet. Oh, crap. Oh, crap. Tie game. Tie game. Super cool story, bro. Kelsey's probably worth a third and six at this age, even though he's good. Well, the Eagles might give him away like the Bengals did with Dunlap if they start out 0-3 or something. So just wait. I I still don't know. Yeah, Perez hit a home run. Can we just walk that dude every time he comes up to the damn plate? Like, you gotta be kidding me with this. Come on, man. Super cool story, bro. I don't know when the next call-in stream is going to be, Austin. I'll do one. Maybe right before the first game. Maybe. Maybe. I hate Salvador Perez so damn much, man. Okay, 1 minute left in the stream, guys. 1 minute left in the stream. Anything else you want to say? Anything else you want to do? Now would be the time. Thank you for coming out. We had fun. Yesterday was a very good game. We had a lot of fun, a lot of positive things to take away. And hopefully, it carries over in meaningful ways. Play the game 12 minutes. I feel like I've heard of that, but I don't know very much about it. I feel like I heard that name before. Chances of Collins making the roster. The only way Collins doesn't make the roster is if we trade him. Like, we're not going to cut him, I don't think. He's too good. You got to get something for him or you got to keep him. All right. See you guys later tonight. Peace out. Go Hawks. Thank you. And see y'all soon.